something I realized, so as Leif and I have been talking about why we wrote the book, The Dichotomy of Leadership, why we picked that topic, and what we've been saying is most of the questions that we would get asked would be about the dichotomy of leadership. That's completely true. But I'll tell you, on top of that, more important, most of the answers that I give are that there's a dichotomy in leadership and you need to be balanced. Yeah. That is what even today, I got asked at camp, hey, Jocko, I'm a white belt, but I want to be default aggressive. But I also hear you tell me to relax all the time. Which one is it? What do you want me to do? Should I be default aggressive and get after it?
Yeah.
Or you tell me relax, and I actually, I say relax harder, right? You gotta relax harder. Yeah. Which one do you want me to do? And I said, well, luckily, and Leif's there too. I'm like, luckily, for this very reason, Leif and I just wrote a book called The Dichotomy of Leadership. And there's a dichotomy with aggression. Even though I say default aggressive and I say that's got to be your mindset, that's got to be your default mode, is you're going to be aggressive and you're going to go get after it. And there's a chapter in the book, that doesn't mean that you run to your death.
Right.
You have to balance that with caution, with energy conservation, with not wasting movement on the mat, with not wasting capital in business, without burning bridges. Like all those things, you have to be balanced. And that's why I think, that's a great way of putting it. It's gonna recalibrate and fix your brain.
Yes. I've had a lot of these conversations with B Little,
Okay.
Because he's a different beast than I am. I'm pretty passive. Like, do your job, do it right. Like, I'll help anywhere I can. And that's just in general, right? Mm-hmm. Like, I'm there. Like, I'm there. I'm always on. Contact me any time of day. And so B Little's in a leadership position. Sometimes be like, Jocko says. You ever get that?
Oh,
Jocko
yeah.
says.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
So the Jocko says thing Jocko says default aggressive. Jocko says this. And the idea isn't that in your brain you're thinking Jocko says. The idea is that you rewire your brain so that innately you're saying something and not thinking about what Jocko would say. You want to make it your own, and that's real ownership. And we were talking about a little bit ago. Real ownership is that you're not just saying it, but you're understanding what you're saying and why you're saying it. And the words are coming not as a game, but as truth, because that's what you believe.
Yeah.
And that, I think, takes a long time for people.
I thought where you're going with the Jocko says is when the subordinate uses your name to make something happen, right?
Well, exactly.
Like, hey, Jocko said this is where we're going to do things. And it's like, okay, well, that's not. Why do you need to say that? That's the same as saying I outrank you. That's the same as saying, look,
exactly.
I outrank you, and so we're going to do it.
Yeah.
Hey, Jocko said that's what he wants. It doesn't make any sense. Jocko said that's what he wants. Like, you can't do that. You can't do that. You can't use your boss's name as your authority.
Right.
If what your boss has told you to make happen doesn't make sense, and you can't explain why it makes sense, you need to go back to your boss and say, hey, boss, I'm having some trouble here. Can you explain to me why we're doing it this way so I can explain that down the chain of command to the troops so they know what's going on in the field?
And you know what else is real important and valuable that I think I took away this year is like the 70-30, the 80-20, the 90-10. If there's a decision that needs to be made and someone else is 70% there, mm-hmm. and you're the leader, and in your mind you're 90% there, mm-hmm. what do you do?
Yep. All day long. Pick
Go
that
with
70%.
the 70%. Yeah. And that has been a hard lesson for me.